Well, I ran out of hub spacers for the 411 and 311 kits. The 411's sedan, wagon, grocery getter kind of car, and the 311's the roadster that everybody's probably familiar with. Either the 1600 or the 2000. Might have been an 1800. I don't know. Anyway, it's one of the brake kit modifications for disc. Anyway, I was looking at some older videos of when I did these before and stuff, and I'm changing up how I'm doing them. And I realized those videos were quite a bit longer. I'm going to edit these down a whole lot closer, tighter, make them shorter, and basically just do the highlights. Some of the other ones I was rambling through my thought process, everything like that. So if you guys want me to go back and do that, I can, but anyway, so here's the drawing I had for it. That is for this one, and this is one of the bad ones I got years ago from a company. They used black pipe basically and didn't turn the OD, and so I went back and had to turn the OD, and some of them just weren't big enough, so it was a scrap piece. Anyway, this is what the stock one looks like. You can see they're just a little bit thicker, a little bit longer rather. And I decided that I wanted, since I'm doing them in-house on my own CNC and that stuff, I decided I wanted to put in this nice radius that I put in on the 620 and the 521 truck bearing adapters. They're fairly similar. OD diameter changes a little bit, but this replaces this one in the truck. So they're going on a similar hub where they can have the similar radius and everything like that. So I hope I should check that. Anyway, that's what I'm playing with. So we'll cut some slugs and we'll prep them, we'll cut them, and we'll make some quick work out of it. All right, this is the Roadster spindle. I put some Sharpie die-chem on there and on here so that I can push the two together fairly close. They're not actually overlapping, but I'm shoving it in there pretty good and hard so that it wears. And so if you look right there, you can see that it contacts out at there and right there, contacts there and down inside there. So my radius, that's what I wanted to make sure, is that I wasn't hitting a high spot on the radius there. Alright, nothing too exciting here. We're just cutting the slugs off. And before, when I was making them manually, I was cutting them extra long and I was having a big piece of waste. And with the little lathe, I can actually, my 3-jaw 3-inch chuck will grab inside. So I'm able to cut these things just, like 50 thousandths too long and cut that off while I'm machining them. So that's saving a ton of waste, basically. So I got another similar piece back here that's too short to go in. It's acting as a jack bolt back here, so that I can, when I get this back in past center there and the vise wants to twist, that won't let it. Alright, then basically I've got, I throw the blanks in the box over there, and the saw is basically running in the background while I'm either doing the CNC or doing this. I ran out of finished ready blanks on the CNC, so it's sitting. So basically I'm just going to knock the edge off, and I'm going to set it over here, and then before those are ready to go on the lathe, I need to do one more operation. I need to deburr the ID, since that's where I'm grabbing. And I'll just show you this real quick, because it's real easy. I could take it off one side, but I'm going to take it off both, because that way I don't have to pay too much attention to how I put it on the lathe. Cool, so now I got a nice clean inner bore. Now, on the other adapters, it's important because my tolerances are a whole lot closer to the DOM, and DOM is not very concentric. This one I got plenty of meat inside and outside, so I may still tweak the speeds a little bit. I've got them up, I think I've got them all set for 10 right now. There's still a couple spots where I get some pretty stringy chips. There's some other spots where I get some pretty brutal chips. Anyway, I'm really liking it. This is, that's how the last slug came off. Just a touch of Scotch-Brite, but let's crank it up and see where it does. And I think you can see there it really doesn't need the Scotch-Brite at this point. This is where the seal rides, and that's nice and smooth. Alright, so that's first operation. On the next one, I'll grab it from the outside. And then that way then I can cut that, I can cut the ID and I can cut the OD with that fillet. So that ought to be perfect. That ought to be really friggin' sweet. So that's where it's at now. I guess I'm done until I get a few more blanks made. I'm going to run all OP1 on here, so I don't have to change the tools and change anything else. I can just keep running the slugs through until I'm done, and then I'll write the code and change the tool for the boring bar.